About calendars, Google Calendars. As you can see up here at the top of your Google account, all the tools you have available, you have a calendar available to you. Looking here on my calendar, this is the month view. You can look at it as a day, week, month, 4-day, agenda. What do you have to do? Okay, I'm just going to keep it here in a month view. You can have many different calendars contained within this calendar. So this Kevin McWayne here, that's my school attached to my Weld RE1 calendar. I also have my personal Gmail that I set up for my website a while ago. I've actually created lots of calendars already. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a couple more. My idea is that ultimately you could use this calendar to embed on a website to use for your daily objectives, your daily standards, your lesson plans, if you will. So let's go through and create a couple calendars. Again, my background is in social studies. So right here next to my calendar, I am going to click and I'm going to create a new calendar, and I'm going to go ahead and create 3 calendars. Let's say I have 3 preps. One of them is U.S. history. Okay. Go through here. I don't need to put a description on it. You can do that if you will. I've already got it set up. I'm in the United States. Yes, I have Mountain Time Zone on there. And I'm going to share this, and I'm going to share it with the public because, again, ultimately I want my students to be able to see this and their parents. And yes, I do want them to be able to see the event details. Okay, that's it. I'm going to create the calendar, and it will give me a warning. Everybody will be able to see the events on this calendar. Okay, go through. I'm going to create another one. World history, history. Again, I'm going to share it, make it public, see all the details, create the calendar. Yes, I want everybody to see it. And let's do one more. Let's call this last one, say, civics. Share calendar, make it public, see all events, create calendar. Okay. So, for this example, I am going to not see all of the other stuff. I'm just going to get rid of all the other stuff, just unselect it. And my basketball schedule, I'm going to get rid of. So here we go. It's January. I have a blank document here. Let's say for world history, let's go in and let's create, let's go ahead and create a project. World history, let's study imperialism. Okay. What I would do is then select the calendar, and in here what I would suggest is to put in your standards. What are your objectives for the day? Okay, again, background in history. These are the state standards, social studies. Let's just select high school, and let's say in that class we're going to gather and analyze data. Just cut and paste it on in there. This is what we are doing today. Command C, Command V, post. And yeah, we're going to do this on the 9th. Save. There we go. We're studying imperialism. Okay. Let's create another event for U.S. history, and let's call it World War I. Alright, again, this time selecting U.S. history, and I'm going to come and, yeah, maybe this time we're going to evaluate a historical source, copy it, paste it. But more than that, let's include investigate causes and effects of significant events. Let's do that. Causes and effects of significant events. Okay, we can get rid of this depth of knowledge thing. These are the two things we're going to do in here. Objectives. Alright, now what we can also do is we can add attachments. Okay, so right here I have a folder for World War I, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this map of Europe, this map having to do with alliances, and then a political cartoon. Select them all. There are the documents. So this is the source stuff that they will evaluate, and this should also help with causes and effects. There we go. Save and done. Now, on this calendar right here, I have two classes. I have World War I and I have World History, Imperialism. I guess what we can do, if that is not clear enough, what we could do is we could change this to World History, and then here we would type Imperialism. Can't type today. Let's see what that looks like. So we have World History. Click on it. What are we, this says where, but what are we covering? Imperialism. There we go. Let's do the same thing with this World War I. Let's edit it. Call this U.S. History, U.S. And here we would say World War I. So there we go. Now, the trick is to share this information with the rest of the public, if you will. So that will be in my next podcast. So as far as setting up your calendars in Google, everybody has access. Just click on calendar. To create additional calendars for classes, if you will, next to my calendars, drop down arrow, create new calendar. Okay? To actually create events, here we go. Now, so what we just found out is here in the untitled event, name that after the class. In the where, maybe put your topic for the day. So let's go back over here, and let's say we don't have enough time to cover the causes and effects of World War I in one day. Let's go up and edit the event. Well, it starts on the 9th. Let's carry it over. This took us to the 10th. Okay, now we have U.S. history covering those 2 days. Again, you don't get through it, edit the event, and let's take it out to the 11th. Now, another thing we can do is, let's just keep this on the 9th. And what we could do is, we could actually repeat this. And let's repeat it on Wednesday. Let's repeat it on Thursday. And let's say on Thursday, we're done with it. We just end it. There. Done. Now let's look and see what happens. Now we have 3 different entries. So again, this should, I think, ultimately make it pretty easy to include your standards and objectives and link your files to a calendar that everybody will be able to see. Making it possible for everybody to see it will be on the next podcast.